also known as Ace Baby, and this is my in the bag video. Hope you enjoy. And then we'll take like breaks and I'll say what I'm gonna do next, I guess. First, I'll start off talking about my putters and approach shots. So my main putter is the Rico K1 line. Absolutely love these discs, fantastic. For other putters, I have the Fierce, the Marvel, Big Z Luna, and the Banger GT. Use these for approach shots depending on whether it's backhand or forehand. I use this one a lot for both forehand and backhand, circle 3, circle 4. The Big Z Luna would be either like straight on or maybe like an Annie approach shot. Marvel more straight on, and then the Fierce, same thing, maybe a slight Annie, but this is a much more flippy disc, so it's more flippy, more stable. So depending on the wind and the angle that I'm going for will determine which disc I would choose. I'll go to kind of the in-between discs, not quite mid-range, but not putter either. So I have the Pure and the Glitch. Absolutely love the Pure. Started using it not long ago, and it's just a fantastic disc. The Glitch, dyed by Moogly Dyes, absolutely gorgeous. Is a new disc and very flippy. It's more similar. I have a background in Ultimate Frisbee, so it's more similar to a lot of what I would experience with an Ultimate disc, so I like that. But not a disc that you want to use in the wind. Alright, next I will talk about my mid-ranges. I have a lot of mid-range discs and switch between them depending on, again, the wind, what I'm going for, whether I'm going for backhand, forehand. I throw tomahawks, rollers, a lot of different, pretty much any shot that you can think of. If the situation calls for it, then I'll throw it. Alright, so we have the Lobster and the Svea. These are very similar, but the feels are very different. The Svea is much more gummy. The Lobster is not like extremely stiff, but definitely more stiff. This is a new disc. I just got it my last tournament. It's a Mustang, so I'm going to try that one out. I've been told that it is the same motor, very similar to the Hex. So I have 2 Hexes. They are gorgeous. This one's dyed by Moogly Dyes, and this one was hand stenciled and drawn by a follower of mine. This is a glow hex, and this is a regular hex. Next we have a Rat. I use this one mostly for just kind of straight flick approach shots. Great disc. Ooh, the Berg. The Berg is a fantastic disc. There aren't very many discs that do what the Berg does. It can glide, but it just sets really hard, just kind of dumps really hard. And so a fantastic disc, especially if you're kind of iffy situations and don't really want the disc to get far away from you, then this disc can work really well for that. So love the Berg. I have the ESP Buzz. Another obviously fantastic disc for those mid-range, just kind of straight shots. Disc, I've been going between a lot of different discs as to which discs I'm going to stick with. All of these discs I'm not going to bag for every single tournament. I'm going to kind of pick which ones I want to use more. The Zone has become more of a staple of mine for my approach shots. I've wanted to get a disc that I'm kind of sticking with, so I think the Zone is going to be more of my disc, and I just got this beautifully dyed Zone from Moogly Dyes, so love that. I have 3 Makos. One's an original Mako. Again, this would just, it's very flippy, so I would just use this for kind of shorter backhand approach shots, and mostly just using my wrist. And that's kind of the same thing that I do with the Banger GT disc. Then I have 2 Mako 3s, another beautifully dyed disc from Moogly Dyes. So this is Mako 3, and then a Star, and then Champion Mako 3. So again, just depending on like what we're going, how the wind is, what the shape of the shot, if it's straight on or if there's a little bit of a bend, it will depend on which disc I'll choose. Next we have the Koi by Elevation Disc. This is a very fun disc. I need to learn how to throw it better, but it's a very cool disc. So this one just sets super well. So you throw it and then it lands and it pretty much stays where it lands. So if you're in a tough situation, a lot of rocks, hills, something steep, then this is a great go-to disc. And it is definitely, it's a utility disc for sure, not one that I would use often, but it's one that I like having in my bag. All right. Stop and then, I forgot I have this one. Finally, I have the Cax Z. This one, again, a very new disc to my bag. I was introduced to this disc in Florida, my very last tournament of 22, and fell in love with this disc, and Moogly dyed this gorgeous disc for me, and I have already used it a good bit. I used it in the last tournament I played in on multiple occasions, and it's really good because it's a little more stable than the Mako, and but it's not extremely stable, so it's kind of like a in the middle sort of disc. Was there a problem? Alright, I think all I have left are my drivers. Alright, so next on to my drivers. First, I will start with the Passion. So I'll probably end up sticking with just having one of these in my bag. The one from Moogly Dice, this is from Joe Throws. I've used this one and have bagged this Passion for a very long time now, and I just got this in the mail the other day. So I wanted to have both of them in my bag because this one is likely going to be more flippy for the time being. But love the Passion. It's a fantastic fairway driver. Next, we have 3 Wraiths. And if anyone knows Innova, then they know that a lot of their same discs are very different stabilities depending on which one you have. So this is a perfect example. So this Wraith is my least stable Wraith, medium stable Wraith, and most stable Wraith, Nathan Queen Wraith, and I love every single one of these discs. They're awesome. These were both dyed by Pastry Dice. A disc that I added to my bag at the Canadian Nationals is a Wave. There was a girl on a card that had like 3 of them, and I was like, I should try this out. So I found 2 Waves. I found this one and another one, and this one seemed a lot less stable, which it was. It's actually probably a little too flippy for me, so I'm not sure I'll continue to bag this one. But then Moogly Dice sent me a Wave here, which is much more stable, and I love the stability of this disc. I love how it flares. That's one really cool thing about the MVP disc is they flare really, really well. So if you play the disc for the flare, then you can get some awesome shots. And this was pretty much the main disc that I used for my last tournament. Absolutely loved it. Fantastic disc. Next, this is one of my main fairway drivers. I don't use it very often, but every single time I use it, I absolutely love it. It's the FD from Discmania. Also really cool ride. Now we have 6 more discs. So this is the Pro Turn. Again, another pretty new disc. I have a lot of discs that I try out. I love trying new discs. The Pro Turn is pretty straight. It can sometimes act a little flippy, but this one can go pretty far. I've loved using this disc. I'm still kind of deciding exactly what role I want it to play in my bag, but I believe that it will play an important role in my bag. Next, we have one of my most stable discs. This disc and my Halo Wraith are my 2 most stable discs in my bag. So this is a Turn, and it is a pretty beefy Turn, but love this disc. I've actually done like some flare skip shots with this disc. It holds that line pretty well and then has a nice dump at the end. Next we have the Star Mamba. This is a very light Star Mamba. This one's stupid flippy. It's silly. It'll just turn over. I can't even use it for a roller because it will just keep flipping all the way over. This is a very old, extremely beat-in Champion Valkyrie. Absolutely love this disc. I've got myself out of a lot of tough situations where I didn't really have a shot and I was on a knee and flicked it out, and it's just really light and easy to throw, so I love this disc. This one I got at a used bin at a store. It is a Starlight Valkyrie, and I mostly use this disc for flicking. And finally, last but certainly not least, is the Star Roadrunner. This has been one of the most important discs that I've used. It was my main driver that I used for most of my disc golf career so far. It's been used less and less at this point, but still just a fantastic disc. And that's all we have for my In the Bag. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed.